Tens of thousands attend Pope's vigil for Syria. World News. MSN. Outlook. More. Autos. My MSN. Video. Careers and jobs. Personals. Weather. Delish. Quotes. White pages. Games. Real estate. Wonderwall. Horoscopes. Shopping. Yellow pages. Local edition. Traffic. Feedback. Maps and directions. Travel. Full MSN index. Bing. News.com. Today. Nightly news. Meet the press. Dateline. MSNBC. Breaking news. Newsvine. Home. U.S. World. Politics. Business. Sports. Entertainment. Health. Tech. Science. Travel. Local. Weather. Advertise vertical bracket ad choices. Recommended. Arab League agrees with Kerry in Assad chemical weapons use and dash but not military action. Recommended. Passerby captures lion roaming the streets of Kuwait. Recommended. Tokyo 2020 Olympics could be shot in the arm for struggling Japan. Recommended. What a man can do, I can do better. Young women challenge Kenyan society. Header point top underscore header left curly bracket background image journal http://cdn.libnewsvine.com/chrome/worldnewsfrontiers/images/header.jpg equals 10,479 right curly bracket. First for breaking news and analysis, compelling world news stories from NBC News journalists. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. About this blog archives. Email updates follow on Twitter. Subscribe to RSS. 136 comments. Print. 22 hours ago. Tens of thousands attend Pope's vigil for Syria. Tony Gentile, Reuters. Pope Francis attends a prayer calling for peace in Syria, in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican, September 7, 2013. By Philip Polilla, Reuters. A somber-looking Pope Francis made an impassioned appeal before 100,000 people in Saturday to avert the widening of Syria's conflict, urging world leaders to pull humanity out of a spiral of sorrow and death. Francis, who 2 days ago branded a military solution in Syria a futile pursuit, led the world's 1.2 billion Roman Catholics in a global day of prayer and fasting for peace in Syria, the Middle East and the world. Violence and war lead only to death. They speak of death. Violence and war are the language of death. Francis said at the midpoint of a 5-hour prayer service. Police and the Vatican estimated a crowd of about 100,000 in St. Peter's Square. The United States and France are considering military action against Damascus to punish President Bashar Assad for an August 21 chemical weapons attack in Syria's civil war that killed hundreds of people. Assad's government denies responsibility. A number of people held up Syrian flags and placards reading "Hands off Syria" and "Obama, you don't have a dream, you have a nightmare." But they were not allowed into St. Peter's Square, in keeping with the Pope's intention for the religious service. The service was punctuated by music, prayer, the reciting of the rosary and long periods of silence in which the participants were asked to meditate on the need for peace to vanquish the destruction of war. We have perfected our weapons, our conscience has fallen asleep, and we have sharpened our ideas to justify ourselves. As if it were normal, we continue to sow destruction, pain, death, said Francis, who wore his simple white cassock instead of ceremonial robes to the service. Advertise vertical bracket ad choices. At this point I ask myself, is it possible to change direction? Can we get out of this spiral of sorrow and death? Can we learn once again to walk and live in the ways of peace? He then asked each one of us, from the least to the greatest, including those called to govern nations, to respond, yes, we want it. When he announced the prayer vigil last Sunday, Francis asked Catholics around the world